This is Josiah Plays 7, The Days Long Gone. We're going to read some codex entries. First, we're going to find out about security checkpoints. We already read this one, in fact. Wait, did we? Yes, we read this one. Zurine gas, which is what this town is all about. Zurine gas is the name given to the natural gas which is harvested in Pe. Zurine is highly toxic and green in color. The gas comes out of natural vents found in the areas all around the town of Mortbane. It comes from deep within the earth, but no one knows its true origin, although the followers of Vort claim that the giant worm produces it. The gas is collected, refined, and turned into a potent fuel source. Zurine is only found in a few remote locations across the entire empire. Oh, so it's super valuable. That's why the entrance to get into the town is super controlled. The resource is incredibly valuable. The biomancers have shown a great deal of interest in it, establishing a chapel within Mortbane to oversee the cultivation of their ceramyle plants. They have identified that Zurine greatly aids the growth and increases the potency of the genetically engineered plant. And who is the law in this little burg? Well, it's Sheriff Whitaker, of course, whose skin looks a lot less green here. Cultivation. Yeah, Nox. That's what I'm talking about. Keep the hits coming. Although the biomancers have a particular interest in Mortbane due to the ceramyle. Ceramyle? Ceramyle. What are we going with? It's probably ceramyle, not ceramyle. That seems to fit more with the convention of how things are named. Due to the ceramyle cultivation... Did I just say it wrong, though? I totally just declared how you said it right, making this up, of course. And then I immediately said it the other way. That's incredible. Josiah explains words. The biomancers have a particular interest in Mortbane due to the ceramyle cultivation. The town has had a sheriff since it was first settled. Sheriff Whitaker is one of the native Mortbane citizens, which means he is immune to the Zurine gas. He doesn't trust outsiders, and he harbors a strong dislike for the non-native Mortbane people, nicknamed Paper Lungs. Whitaker realizes, however, that it would be foolish to attack the Paper Lungs without an excuse, and with the biomancers supporting Mayor Hucknall. As a result, Whitaker wants to oust the mayor, who he perceives as weak and selfish. Not getting a good impression of this Sheriff Whitaker guy. I don't think he's like the cool, noble sheriff. I think he's the agitated, aggressive, dickhole type of sheriff, but we'll see. Alright, I am on top of some shit. I look so fucking silly with that fucking goofy little helmet on and my fucking... I totally look like a luchador. It's amazing. Alright, is this town gonna have a single fucking leather stripe in it for me? Or is this town just shitty? There's like... This is like water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. This game is fucking so much loot that you can pick up. And yet none of it is the one thing I want. Why am I stuck here? Oh, because I was running into the bottom of the stairs. Of course that's why I was stuck. There's a hell of a lot of windows into this building. Clothes. Take the syringe. Ooh, what's this? A readable book. Taking the book. Books don't weigh nothing. So in my game, there certainly won't be inventory weight. I don't care if it's unrealistic that you're carrying back 1,000 fucking suits of plate mail to town. Don't care about that. And why is it that I don't care about that? I mean, that's an interesting thing. To actually ask yourself why you have the preferences and desires that you do. Because if I'm so all about, oh, verisimilitude, I gotta have immersion, things have to make sense, then why do I not care if you carry 1,000 suits of plate mail back to town? I think it's because I feel there's an abstraction in inventory, and that basically you could do it. You could find a way to get all that armor back to town. It might be a big pain in the ass, but you could do it. If you had all of the options of real life available to you. And so because you could do it, it's might as well just let your characters do it as if they're just, you know what I mean? I don't like things happening in the game that just literally would not happen. Like, there's no way this would happen. And a lot of these problems can be avoided, I think, just by explaining things in lore a little bit in the game. Alright, this is part 2 of Thyra vs. the Scourge, a championship match fight report. This sounds interesting. I wonder if I will fight either of these later when I go to the Crucible. By Ezra Donnelly. Take a drink real quick. Could always be on the moon, so it's virtually weightless. That's true, Nox. But even if you take weight out of the equation, just dealing with the bulk of carrying a ton of crap back to town. Her hands bleeding, her eyes wild, Thyra then fought back. With her unrivaled speed and mesmeric grace, she danced in close to the Scourge, negating his whip. The Scourge's dagger cracked and hissed, but it failed to find Thyra's flesh. 3 minutes in, neither fighter had landed a significant blow. The Scourge was beginning to tire. His movements became more sluggish as the end beckoned. Then, out of nowhere, he sidestepped Thyra's riposte and slashed out. The champion's lightning reflexes saved her life, but the dagger slashed her left arm. The smell of burnt flesh filled the arena. Thyra's arm hung limp by her side. The mini-victory made the Scourge overconfident. He went on the offensive, taunting his illustrious opponent. Thyra, as savvy as ever, invited the arrogance until she perfectly executed a double-step feint and thrust, and ran the Scourge through with the blade of her iconic sword. Well, I won't be fighting him. Thyra's reign as champion of the Crucible continues. As time bears down on her, defeat must come eventually, but not yet. Not yet. I love gladiator shit. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate some kind of gladiator arena into my game that I want to make. But, at least for the first little game, it just doesn't seem like it'll work because there's certainly no fucking gladiator arena in in 3 circles. You know? Look how valuable these are. That polymer crossbow worth 90. And yet, who do I have to sell it to? Oh, this is the jail cell. Or maybe it's not. No, I'm pretty sure these are the jail cells. Dead bones and stuff. How long does it take?
We just want to visit the chapel gardens, Father, to complete our pilgrimage.
I understand, child. But unfortunately, Mortbane Chapel is closed until further notice.
Closed? For how long? We've come a long way.
Do not question Drugan's decree. A blasphemous act has been committed. Our sacred chapel was attacked.
If you wish to help, please find the mayor. We believe he can shed some light on this.
Ah, find the mayor again. Okay. Getting a little laggy here. So, now that I'm here, what do I do? Besides, obviously, look in containers. Can't get a leather stripe to save my fucking life. Just one leather stripe, please. What is this place? All right, let's look at the map. Consulting the map, we see that the town is, you know, about like so. And there's a bunch of merchants down here. There's a crafting schematic and a skill upgrade. The alchemical station is obnoxiously far away from the crafting station, so that's cool. Can you think of any single-player RPGs? Or I guess it doesn't even have to be an RPG. Any single-player games that had really cool cities in them? Even just a really cool city? The town from Final Fantasy VII, huh? I did play Final Fantasy Mysterious. Oh, I've seen these before. I did play Final Fantasy VII. But I don't really remember it that much. It must not have made much of an impression on me. So is this just like a random 32 ounces of nanites? The buildings in this place are fucking weird. Don't you worry about my delicate lungs. Yeah, the section above the plate being the upper class. Yeah, okay. I remember that. But like, how much freedom did you actually have to go around and like explore that city and run around in it at your leisure? I don't think you did ever really. You were kind of always stuck to just one little area at a time. Or am I wrong? Alright, thanks. Can I run on these tube-looking things? Go science! Yep, I can. Totally tubular! Milk! Did you see the milk? There was milk. You serious? You can't climb this ladder, buddy? Parkour fucking master and you can't climb this ladder? But you can climb up right there. Okay. Sure, pal. May Vort bless you. So they worship this alleged giant underground worm called Vort. Seems strange. So, if I need to do... If I'm interested in finding Mayor Hucknall's house... Are you really fucking telling me with this giant circle? This circle covers almost the entire town. Thank you for that information. I like climbing around on top of shit, though. I can think of some MMOs that I had really impressive cities to me, that I really loved the cities. I can't really think of any single-player games that had cities that blew me away. Even if the concept of the city was cool, like Hengsha in Deus Ex Human Revolution. Hella cool in concept. But you didn't get to run around and like explore the city. You only got to go to like a couple specific places. So for me, I want really for a city to be really a cool city to me as in a game. You've got to be able to run around in it and explore it to a big degree. People have a lot of booze just laying around in these things. For just a second when I looted this, I thought I saw leather stripes in there. But I did not see leather stripes. Because there are no leather stripes. The Seventh Saga? I've never heard of that. World of Warcraft has great cities, but I think the best cities are in Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 has some fucking brilliant cities. Although they fucking ruined Lion's Arch, apparently. They completely redid it, and they made it way less cool than it used to be. But they have some pretty brilliant cities. Although, even though the ones in Guild Wars 2 have better... They're better, like, visually and thematically. And, like, for, like, feel and stuff. They're not as good for gameplay-wise as WoW cities. WoW cities are pretty awesome, actually. That's one of the things I loved about it the most, was going to the cities. Like, so far, I've got all these ideas about the town of Three Circles. I mean, you know, you've been here. You've been a part of the process of fleshing out the town of Three Circles, but I haven't got anything about the city that's really just a cool hook. Like something that will just, or not a city, it's just a village actually, but something about it that will be like just a super cool hook. There's a zip line from right there to right there? Really? World's laziest zip line. I just got an achievement for that called Tightrope Ride. Like something that's just cool. So like every time you came back there, you'd feel like you were coming somewhere cool. You'd just walk in and you'd be like, oh shit. I don't want it to feel like or look like just a super generic little farming village. What the fuck are these guys tripping on? Apparently nobody else feels like getting involved in this. I'm gonna die like a motherfucker. The Biomancer is involved. Hook from Peter Pan. What's up, son? Son Gniff in the house. I just don't want it to feel like the most generic fantasy farm village ever, even though it is a generic fantasy farm village. I want to add something to it that makes it weird and cool. Houses stacked on top of each other. There could be a section above water that is supported on boards or such. What was weird, Sato? Yeah, supported on boards is good. Your computer just completely crashed? Really? That does sound weird. I don't think I found anything in any of these. I don't know who that guy is that went crazy and attacked me, but I'm not a fan of him. Dude went crazy because I played a wrong tune. I went doo 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 doo. Look at this, like, ultra gigantor stuff going on here. Spend the next few days agonizing over this random crash. Well, what were you doing exactly when the crash occurred? Did you get some specific kind of error message, or did your computer just suddenly shut down? Ooh, I just hurt myself. Alright, this is where they're like... I don't know what they're doing. Mining, I mean... I guess breaking open earth deposits to release the gas or something? It's very cyan. Ooh, now that looks intriguing. I want to see about that door. We have a mission. Ooh, assassin energy drain upgrade. Sounds fun. Too bad I can't use it yet. Gonna go see what's going on over here. Apparently nothing. Apparently that's not even a door. Sad face. I'm actually amazed I didn't die from that fall. You got a screen saying Windows had stopped. Assuming it had something to do with an update, as my computer began updating after it restarted. Yeah, I mean, if the computer just shut down and came back, that easily could have been a Windows update thing. where it just decided it was time to install a fucking update, and then the update required a restart. Or something could have gone wrong in the update process and caused your shit to crash. But that sort of thing happens all the time. It doesn't actually mean anything's wrong with your computer. Pillow Man, parkour specialist. That's right, Saito. Don't come near me. Okay.
Oh, fantastic. If we can't get this elevator working, we'll be staying here a bit longer than planned.
There will be a generator somewhere close.
And I gotta fix their elevator for him too.
Back. The elevator is on lockdown until Mayor Hucknall is found. Keep out of our way.
I'm not giving praise to our savior. You can fuck right off with that. Am I on a roof, or is this like a fence? It's like a fence. It's not a roof. Did he just go over the fence to come in here and find me? Did he just go over the fucking fence? I love how the fucking guards are like rando parkour dudes as well. This is totally a David Bell movie. Where just everybody in the world happens to be like awesome at parkour. Lowers the amount of time you'll spend worrying about it. Well, I would tell you not to worry, but I've learned from experience that people who worry are gonna fucking worry, no matter what you say. My mom's just like that. She worries about everything all the time. And even if I explain to her in the most certain terms why the thing she's worrying about is not a concern, she still worries about it. The race in Triskelion that are really good at parkour, that's the Tashal. That's actually the most populous race in the world. You know what'd be cool? Is if I ever found a leather fucking stripe. Well, the problem is, this society we live in tries to sell us anxiety and worry all the time. Right? There's money to be made in people being afraid. That's a good little saying, it rhymes. And so, you're constantly bombarded with messages of things to fucking worry about. Oh, is this one of those drives, maybe? But it's just fucking noise. I think Jesus had some good things to say about the topic of worrying. I'm gonna misquote him horribly because I don't remember the verses exactly, but he's like, who by worrying can add even 1 hour to their life? That might not be 100% of a good example, though, because, I mean, in some cases, in limited cases, by worrying about something and thus being more cautious, you could save your life and add extra time onto it. But, you know, for the most part, that's not true. Actually, I would say it is true. It is true because it's not the worry that saves your life. It's the caution that saves your life. You can still be cautious and take appropriate preparatory or preventative steps without having the experience of worry. There's no use crying over spilled milk. It's a good one, Knox.
Right, let's get out of here. As charming as this place is, I think we've outstayed our welcome.
Oh, did I just fix the elevator? Without even knowing that that's what I was doing? Vending machine. Let me guess. It won't have leather stripes. I don't have to guess. I can already see that it doesn't have them. It does have $40 for me, though. What would you like to receive from my personal collection of bullshit? I don't have any extra weapons and armor to sell, but I do have this, and this, and this, and this. I don't have any of my normal stuff to sell. You know what? I'll come back to this vending machine once I've... Well, there's no reason not to sell this random junk loot. But I think some people are natural worriers. It's their nature. They're so prone to it that they're gonna worry whether it makes sense to worry. Whoa, buddy! Whoa, there! I don't feel that way about you. Trying to fight these guys while naked? I did kill one, though. No, not the crossbow, anything but the crossbow. Dude, I just killed 2 biomancers by myself, naked. That's beast mode. Biomancer monk. Oh, that's not the same. That's not the same armor as... Imagine being a random bystander seeing this. Crazed half-naked dude fighting 2 monks and then stabbing them to death. I am a luchador. What can I say? These polymer weapons are worth so much. Too bad these guys didn't have daggers. Well, should I take their armor instead of the other Biomancer armor? No, because I think this is the heavier version of the Biomancer armor. I'll still take it for now, but I might drop it and trade it out. But let's see how the Biomancer armor works out for us. Oh, I think it means I can take off the pillow helm, though. Now I just look metal as fuck, instead of looking like I'm wearing a pillowcase. Okay. I look scary as fuck in a cult-ass way right now. I'm like Molaram Sularam, motherfuckers. but can I use the elevator? I can use the elevator! Hey! I didn't have to find the mayor first. All I had to do was fix a generator and murder 2 dudes. Oh, but those guys will respawn, though. Those guys will respawn, and then there'll be fucking new guards to harass me at the... So I still need to get, like, the official permission. Alright, now my inventory is full of... Well, it's not full of much. Like, I'm gonna want to stash some shit soon, but... What's this all about? It's a schematic. Maybe it's one for something good. Maybe it's one for something that doesn't require leather stripes. Armor core upgrade weight 1. That sounds good. That sounds good. Tell me about this. Do I just... Am I blind? I'm blind, right? Because I don't see it. Armor core. Weight 1. Okay, because it's not armor core. It's armor lining. So this is the armor lining I already know how to make. But it requires the ever-elusive leather stripes. God damn it! This one requires leather stripes too! Fuck you! Fuck you, game! You just taught me how to make a thing that's worse than the thing I can already make. And it requires the same bullshit ingredient. What's making that sound? Because... There's a worm under there. There's worms under there. Which I discover with my supervision senses shit. I'll bet that would be a pretty fun surprise for me if I just walked over there without knowing. I wonder if I can sneak and then the worms won't hear me and they won't. We're gonna Josiah that. We have a question for Josiah. If I sneak across here, will these worms leave me the fuck alone? So far, so good. There better be some good shit in here. Still no leather stripes. Why? Why, game? Why? Why must you constantly deny me that one thing which I crave? People are so fucking offensive sometimes. Uh-oh. What happened, son? I think it was the Padmasambhava Buddha who's taught the path to enlightenment is to shed off one's vestments, then stab the fuck out of some monks. Yes. Look. One of the sayings attributed to Siddhartha Gautama was, if you see the Buddha on the road, kill him. So... just taking it literally. This is not lootable. That's not lootable. Why you do this to me? New skill nearby. There's so many things to get. I want to drop some crap off, though. I need to pick a barrel for this town. I mean, I could fast travel back to without too much trouble. But I might as well just pick a new stash barrel for this town. Oh. Yeah, that's an unfortunate choice of words there. I think the moment you start out a sentence with "you gays," absolutely nothing you say after that is going to be good. And honestly, anytime you generalize a whole group of people by assuming that they all share some kind of psychological trait is also not a great place to start your adventures in thinking about other human beings. For me, I don't think it's about whether or not it's offensive. Offensive to me, or, you know, I wouldn't say, like, somebody might find that offensive. Because who gives a fuck if an individual gets offended? I would say you're literally making the world a shittier place when you say those kinds of things, whatever your intentions are, because you're propagating ideas which are toxic and stupid and are holding us back as a species and are causing a lot of people to go through a lot of suffering in the world. And you need to stop, you really need to stop fucking adding support to those ideas and that kind of thinking. And every single time you say something like that to somebody else, you're spreading the wrong message. And so in that way, you are literally, calm down, you are literally making the world a shittier place instead of making it a better place. I mean, I don't care about offending people. I think you guys know that. But I do care a whole lot about what the things I say, if they're actually making the world better or not. And I actually say all kinds of stuff that's not making the world better, so I realize that I'm not actually good at it. But I like to try when I can. It's just like leather stripes are like the most remarkably rare thing. Because I have found so much of every other one of these shitty items. Listen, jackass, if you follow me into a fucking secluded spot and give me some shit, you're not walking out of there. We just have to stop stereotyping people. Because human beings are fucking complicated. Every single one of them is incredibly complicated. And I know it's a joke that's thrown around all the time. And I agree that in most cases it is a funny joke, but we are like snowflakes. We're way more complex than a fucking snowflake, actually. And human minds? Individual human minds? We don't even comprehend everything that goes into that. And everybody's is different. The belief that certain groups of people, maybe people of a certain skin color or gender or sexual orientation, the belief that everybody in that group can be lumped in with you know, blanket value judgments is a fucking incredibly toxic belief that has to stop. That's just my opinion on it. Except for gnomes. No, you're right, Saito. Gnomes are the exception. I don't think the person understands it. Yeah. A lot of people don't. And I didn't for a long time. I remember when I was way more of an asshole than I am now. Imagine, right? Imagine that. But see, I can remember a time when I thought that the arguments of feminists or any kind of left-wing, well, the term social justice warrior wasn't in existence then, but that's what they'd call them now. Anybody who's trying to argue for, you know, better representation of persecuted groups or whatever. I thought those people were crazy and stupid, and that the things they said didn't even make sense, and that there was no problem, that the way our society is right and good, and what could the problem possibly be? And I thought they should stop complaining. They have it good. Why are they complaining? All the things that we say that they're upset about are just no big deal. They don't mean anything. Why would these people care what we say? I remember believing that. It was a long time ago. A long time ago. But I remember believing it. And so I understand what it's like being in that mindset. And some people are just really in that mindset right now, and they're not ready to come out of it. I remember back in my much, much younger days joking about feminazis and how, you know, how horrible they were. And now I think feminism is great.
This chapel is where Savash sent his last transmission from.
Oh, I came back to the chapel. Oh, that guy's got daggers, though. I do need to murder one of these guys that has daggers to get those super good daggers from him. Don't tell me you can't climb this. You're fucking lying that you can't climb this. Okay, good. Do you have daggers? Because I would love to murder you. Yeah, that's the same guy I murdered last time. So that's the guy who has the daggers. All I need to do... Really, buddy? I'm trying to murder you all stealthy ninja style, and you're ruining that. You're ruining it! Get out of here! I need to wait until he goes back. That other... Actually, he's good where he is, but now I've fast-forwarded too long. He could turn around at any second. Of course, now he doesn't turn around for a super long time, and I feel stupid, but... Okay, literally, he's like a fucking statue now. Fine. Watch. Watch this shit. Now that I've decided to stop fast-forwarding and actually creep on him... He's gonna turn the fuck around. He's gonna turn around. Nope! What I'm talking about. Never been a fan of the whole left versus right, liberals versus conservative I hate that I hate it, man. Exceptional polymer daggers. Alright, tell me about the differences between these two sets of Biomancer armor. The monk armor has a little more armor, per se, but it's slower. And it's not quite as good versus poison. Same thing on the Acolyte. What about weight value? 6.5. What's the weight of my current shit? $7.5. Okay, so the monk is the heavier version. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of the fucking monk armor. And put this helmet back on for a second. So the monk armor is all bye-bye, right? Yeah. And then I'm gonna take his armor. As long as your belief system doesn't preclude or belittle those of others, I have no issues. Yeah, I agree, Saito. Kind of. But, well, no, I do agree if taken in the most literal terms. I think it gets tricky where the line is drawn of how do you decide whether or not their belief system is precluding that of others? How do you decide whether or not their belief system or the message that they're putting into the world, you know, figuring all that stuff out is above my pay grade. I'm not a smarty pants who went to college and got a liberal arts degree. I don't know. You know, I don't know sociology. I don't know how society actually works. But there's hella smart people that do know that shit. And they've written about it. And it's filtered down through other sources to where it's accessible to anybody that cares to look it up. Alright, so let's wear the Acolyte mask. Hey, Brad, good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, you're probably right, son. We have two crazy right wings, basically. Well, why not just tell them they're being a shitbag, then? It can be hard to tell somebody that, though, if it's somebody that you really like and care about, or if just for some reason you don't want to. Alright, let's put the exceptional polymers on. And now I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Part of the issue of any normative moral philosophy. The distillation of the only thing one should be intolerant of is intolerance. I like that. My philosopher friend Kate and I used to have a little joke that we would say between us. I can't tolerate intolerance. It was like our little thing that we would say. She's actually the one that taught me so much and kind of turned my path of thinking on social issues in a whole different direction. Alright, so I'm just a naked guy with a hood. I've got sweet new daggers. Now I want to murder more of these guys just to test my new daggers out. I'll tolerate anyone who tolerates everyone. Ooh, that's good, son. That's catchy.
Bravery.
Okay, we've already been through this. Pilgrimage Memento Bravery. Really? Where might that be? Let's narrow this down to bullshit items. There it is. Small item obtained from one of the altars to the 7 steps of Dragoon. Good night, Sato. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. I will see you next time. Isn't there a hidden thing under here? Yeah. From one of my little reload extravaganzas earlier that I found. Oh, but what? It's above me? It's above me inside the chapel. Chapel of Lights. Chapel of... Nighty Night Cider, wettest dreams. Ugh. I actually never had a wet dream in my life until I was in prison. Fun fact. Well, I was like doing this whole prison monk thing for quite a while, where I was on this spiritual path, and so one of the things was I never masturbated for quite a long time, but that's when I started having wet dreams. I'd never had one prior to that. I would love to murder some more of these guys. Like, I cannot tell you how much I would like to murder them. But they're not well positioned for me to do that. Wait! In come the rocks! Are you ready for the power of the rock? Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Okay, that was not what I meant to do. That was not stealthy. Right, then they come over here. Why would he come look right through this? Then that guy climbs up there for no conceivable reason. Now the other guy's gone, and I can creep on Busta here. Silent kill. Beautiful. You're beautiful. If you don't masturbate, you will have wet dreams. The body needs to discharge this stuff every so often or it'll fester inside you. Yeah, that makes sense. Dare I? Right here? I'm gonna leave him his bread. He can have his bread to die with. Oh shit! I just done fucked up. I didn't mean to aggro that thing. Leave me alone, Monops. Monops. Way the fuck over on time. Way the fuck over. Alright. I'm quickly gonna murder this guy. Then I'm gonna end this episode. I think the key to being a good person is not doing things that hurt people. And when people tell you, hey, this thing you're doing, it's hurting us, not to say, no, it's not. It's not hurting you. Shut up. Where's the Monops? Ooh, it's right there. Let's see where it goes. Could you go a little further away, Monops? Perfect. Oh shit. All right. Here we are. I'm going to save the game right here. We're going to call it a night on the old 7 days long gone. So, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this episode. This has been Josiah Plays 7, The Days Long Gone.